Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Dion, and we're back with another daily Fanduel lineup building video for today, July 5th. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed your Independence Day. Happy 4th of July to everybody. That I didn't say it too, man. So, with that being said, because I didn't enjoy mine, I was at work. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed it, and I'll live through you. But we have a 12-game slate today. Pretty full slate. There's 3 games before that, but those will be on the early slate, which I will not partake in, so we don't even have to worry about those. But let's just jump right into the slate. And actually, I want to do things a little bit different, man. So just to keep the videos from being way too long, and I'm just gonna mainly talk about the pitchers from each slate, and we'll glance at the team batting numbers. We won't go individually by players. So, you guys can follow me on Twitter, and I'll leave some I'll throw some stats out there later on. So, with that being said, let's jump right into the first game. This 7:05 game. Pittsburgh Pirates at the Philadelphia Phillies. Pittsburgh projected for 5 runs. Ben Lively. And the Phillies projected for 4.1. So already Pittsburgh 149 favorite. That makes me interested. Garrett Cole's pretty decent strikeout pitcher. We'll take a look at some of his numbers now. Okay, so as far as this slate goes, he has the 8th best Sierra on the slate, 4.22. We know he has a little bit of a struggles with lefties, but pretty good against righties. Ground ball rate is above 45%. We like that. Walk rate is low. Swing and strike is a lot lower than what I thought it was, but the K percent around 20. So this might be a good option. This might be a solid tournament option here. Since being that he has a decent favorite, Philly strike out a lot. One of the worst teams against righties. You can actually go take a look at that. This actually needs to be updated. This is as far as Monday goes, Monday stats. So we don't actually have the updated stats from Tuesday, so from the Tuesday game. So let's just go based off of that. And let me hide this. All right. We'll look at WRC plus. Now we'll separate it from best to worst. So Phillies are the third worst offense in baseball. Let's take a look at WOBA. You can see it's pretty low. It's under 300, 298. So it's only there is only one other team worse than them, and that is the Giants. So Phillies, man, definitely a team we could pick on here today. Let's take a look at splits for Garrett Cole. Okay, 5.56 FIP. That's not good at all. Means he's giving up some bombs here. 4.14 xFIP, ground ball rate 41%. It's not great. Foul ball 36, hard contact 42. So that's what makes him like definitely a tournament only option, man. 42% hard contact. The lefties. We've seen Phillies have some solid games here against solid pitchers. So I'm not. I probably don't want to have too many Phillies. We'll take a look. I probably don't want to have any Phillies, especially on this slate. But man, they're cheap as hell on FanDuel, and we know Galvez has been on fire. A double at 2.4 just seems way too cheap leading off. And it's in a pretty decent park in Philly, so I'm not scared. I'm a little torn, man. But I said we weren't going to look at it, but let's just look at it. For this is the one time I want to see what Odubel. Okay, Odubel has a 269 WOBA, 63 WRC plus, 24% K rate. Hard contacts below 30. What's Galvez? Galvez a little better. Fly ball rate solid as far as ground ball to fly ball rate. Hard contact 30%. Has pretty much a 300 WOBA. So you can talk me into him. He's been on fire. We'll just take a look at his game log real quick. At 2.6, if he's batting second again, you have to definitely consider him here. So he has last game 2 walks, a double. Okay, 1 stolen base. That's pretty good. Against 2 for 4 here, home run, 2 RBIs. All right, at 28. Okay, against the Mets, 1 hit. All right, that's not great. Okay, before that, so Um, 2 out of 5 here, 1 run, 1 stolen base. So some stolen base upside as well. So if we just tally that up, that's about 3, 5, 6 out of what his last 17. He's 6 for his last 17. So that's a pretty decent average, man. That's above 300. So we definitely have to. I definitely will consider him here. Probably don't know if I'm gonna play him, but 2.6 seems pretty cheap. And as far as that, I'm probably not on any of the Phillies besides those two. Um, as far as Ben Lively goes, though, let's take a look at his numbers. And also, we just want to look at Garrett Cole versus righties. So, it was not as great as I thought it was. I thought it'd be a little, probably under 3.5, but it's pretty solid across the board, man. If you see, all of this is in the green, so probably not somebody we really want to pick on with righties, especially. So, all right, let's take a look at Ben Lively now. So, let's go to starting pitching type. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Starting pitching. Ben Lively lowest ERA on a slate in 6 starts. He's given up a 3.72 ERA, so maybe he's, but the Sierra 6.13, so maybe he's getting a little bit lucky here. 6.14 xFIP, ground ball rate 40%, BABIP 282, walk rate's under 10, so that's solid. Swing and strike 6.3, that's not great at all. Outside swing solid. All right, K percent 8%, so he's not striking anybody out here. Let's take a look at handiness. So against lefties, 46% ground ball rate. It's not bad though. Anybody under 45%, I really like picking on here. 46 is right above the line, so I'm not too scared. Fly ball rate 40% though. It's just that he's giving up a low line drive rate. Hard contact 32%. So we can play some Pirates here. Maybe a Polanco, Frazier, or even Jaso if he plays. They got Josh Bell as well, so there's some solid lefties there. Hard contact's okay. All right, so he's in the negative for a few of these things, man. If I eliminate this guy, we don't really want to count this guy's stats. He's played maybe 2 games, so only 2 in this pitch, so we'll eliminate that. Yeah, so it changes up because I have this. It's pretty much so. In the spreadsheet, it's like, all right, the green, I'll put the lowest number. You can say, I'll show you guys because it's kind of hard to explain. So when I actually update this, so pretty much the min value will be green. So for this slate, the lower the FIP, that's the better, and then the higher the FIP, that's in red. So color codes it by that. So if a dude has 12, that means somebody like at a 5 point something Sierra is gonna be a little greenish. So that dude's numbers, it won't stay like that. He's only pitched like 1 or 2 games, and I don't think he started in those games either. So let's eliminate that. We don't really have we really just won't have much stats on him. But Ben Lively, definitely somebody you want to pick on. It's red across the board here. He's not giving up above a 300 average or anything like that, but still somebody we could pick on. 275 is good enough for me. The WOBA 354, and like I say, he's not Kane anybody as far as righties go. Right across the board, if you guys want to look, K rate slow, hard contact 32. We could pick on that there. Ground ball rate 34. So, righties are gonna put the ball up in the air. So of course we like guys like Andrew McCutchen, who's been on fire. Josh Harrison's a solid play, so we can definitely stack Pirates here. And we know Phillies have one of the worst bullpens. Let's just take a look at some of these guys. I just want to see McCutchen. I think those are the only stats we'll show. See the game log. Okay, look at this, man. McCutchen's on a tear right now. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. 2 walks at least in this game. 2, 1 out of 4. Like he's been hitting the ball pretty good, man. This looks like a pretty good game log, man. Definitely consistent as hell right now. Play him at cash. He's back up to the batting third in the order because he was slumping so bad that they moved him to 6, and now he's back in the 3 spot, and he's hitting pretty good. So McCutchen definitely, if there's a cheap option for cash. So it depends on who we play a pitcher, but I can tell you right now, I won't be playing DeGrom or Alex Wood. I likely won't be playing either of those guys in cash. So think McCutcheon a solid option. I think we can move on to the next game though. We got that's actually the next game. We got DeGrom and the Mets at at the Nationals and Roark. DeGrom only a 110 favorite, so Vegas doesn't even like him that much. We got Roark on the slate as well. We're gonna look at some of DeGrom numbers. Pretty great actually. Probably won't pick on him here, but we definitely won't have him. Ground ball rate 47% is solid. FIP, xFIP is pretty good versus righties. We'll take a look at it versus lefties. Okay, that's where you get some ground ball rate still pretty solid enough because he's missing bats. So the hard contact 37.6. It's not great. 24% K rate to lefties. That's pretty good. The WOBA only 306, slugging 402. So he's not getting crushed by them. And this is a pitcher's park, Austin. But they do have some nice lefty bats in Harper and Daniel Murphy. So definitely have to be worried about that. But he should probably be able to navigate through the rest of the lineup. But I just don't like picking on the Nats, man. Ryan Rayburn projected start. Let me see if Brian Goodwin is injured. It's not injured, so why would they have him projected to start? Okay, he just sat out one day, so okay, that's cool. Rest day, so it'll probably be Brian Goodwin there. So now we can look at Roark. Also, actually want to look at some the ground stats. Okay, swing and strike 14.3, outside swing 31%, K rate 29. Sierra's pretty good, 3.59. Okay, so the second best Sierra on the slate, pretty good. But he's going up against see where the Nats rank. So the Nats are the number 4 team against right-handed pitching in baseball this year. So part of that, they are missing Trey Turner and they are missing Adam Eaton, but still have a pretty solid lineup there in Washington. So won't pick on them. Now let's go back to looking at Roark. All right. Where's Roark here? Okay. 4.68 Sierra, not great. Ground ball rate, okay. Outside swing 27, swing and strike 9.3. But let's take a look at his splits now. So versus lefties, he is close to the bottom of this list. This is all in red here. So he's definitely having his problems with lefties. K rate only 16%, slugging 503, WOBA 374, average 303, hard contact 33, fly ball rate 40%. Pitcher's park here. I don't know if I didn't really keep up too much with the Mets to see if Cespedes was good or not, but I think he is. Let's see. I mean, he's not a lefty, but I just want to check it out. Did he play today? Okay, they say he's projected to return. All right, so he's good. Hamstring, not a problem. Just want to see. So we got a few lefties in this lineup. Granderson, as dribble. I know it's as dribble career, but I always call him as dribble. Jay Bruce, Duda, Jose Reyes. So that's 5 solid lefties here. Jose Reyes is not really a power bat, so. But man, Roark is not good against lefties at all. I actually want to go take a look, see if there's any BVP here, because I feel like the Mets play the Nationals a lot, same division, so there should be some stats here. Let's scroll down. We gotta go to July 5th. We'll scroll down real quick. All right, see if anybody have it. Neil Walker, who's injured, is 4 for 12, 2 doubles, 2 singles. Granderson 9 for 27, 4 doubles, 4 singles, 1 home run, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Cespedes 2 for 13, not surprising. He's good against righties. Conforto, who's injured, 3 for 9, 1 home run, 1 double, 1 single. Jay Bruce 2 for 14, so he's struggling, 4 strikeouts. Duda 4 for 16, 3 singles, 1 double. Any other lefties? As dribble 2 for 8, not great. Jose Reyes 1 for 8. So Roark is not horrible against these Mets, man. The only bat he's really struggled against is Granderson, and I think, man, Granderson leading off too. Let's take a look at that price. 3.6, that's a little bit too outrageous for me. So for the most part, if I touch anybody from this game, I'll probably go. Let me see what do the numbers. Duda was 4 for 16. I probably go with Duda at that price range. That's pretty cheap, but usually first baseman, and you don't really want to miss out on first baseman. So I got to take a look at the rest of the slate before I can really say if I have him. But Granderson's way too. He's overpriced for me in as dribble. I don't know if there's enough power for me to really want to play him here in this park. So I could definitely still see him going off though. You don't always need home runs, but excuse me. That's what I usually look for. We can move on from here. He's pretty solid against righties. What's his numbers? All right, so 3.59 xFIP, ground ball rate is elite, hard contacts below 30, so that's great actually. I want to go take a look, see if there's anybody in the chat. Okay, anybody here? Nope. All right, we'll just pause it. Come back here. All right, so next game on the slate, we got the San Francisco Giants, Ty Blatch against Daniel Norris and the Tigers. Let's take a look, starting pitching. Ty Blatch, 6.80 swinging strike rate, 5.17 Sierra, 4.89 xFIP, 4.14 FIP. So he's not giving up a bunch of home runs at least. But we'll take a look at his numbers versus lefties. Ty Blatch versus lefties, giving up a 5.1 xFIP, 53% ground ball rate, 30% hard contact. Averages in the 220, so that's not bad. 258 roll, but that's pretty solid. Slugging under thing is under 300. That's pretty great. K percent 10%. That's the only thing. That's not great. Walk percent only 8. So it's kind of surprising to see that his xFIP is that high, but it is. We'll take a look at it versus righties. All right, so 4.81 xFIP to righties. Ground ball rate drops down from over 50% to 44 to righties. The hard contact still pretty good as well. But you're giving up a 302 average. Well, but 357 not great. K percent 11. That's horrible. Slugging over 500. He's not walking batters. That's the one thing he has going for him. He doesn't walk batters. He is a contact pitcher. But what team is he going against? The Tigers. And let's see how they fare against lefties. We'll just look at it as a team. Okay, let's see WRC plus. Oh, they're separated by WRC plus. And the Tigers are the 5th best team against lefties in baseball this year, and they have a bunch of power. Look at the hard contact. You could just look at this row and then cross-reference that with the Tiger. Tigers 41.9 is pretty elite, so they might get to him a little bit here. He's a ground ball pitcher, and you really don't want to make contact with a lot of these bats here in Detroit. So you got Miggy, JD, Upton, Kinsler, Matuk, James McCann. So it'll be interesting to see how he tries to navigate around this lineup. Mikey Matuk is pretty solid as well. So man, I'm just gonna pray for him. And the Tigers are projected to put up over 5 runs, 5.8 exact. So that's kind of scary. And on the other side we'll take a look at Daniel Norris. It's kind of part. Daniel Norris, 4.66 Sierra, ground ball rate under 40, not great. BABIP 355. Swinger strike 9.5, just below average. Outside swing 26, so he's not generating a world of outside swing. So definitely got that noted. Now we'll take a look at his splits versus lefties. He's one of the worst, and he's actually a lefty, which is surprising. A 6.42 FIP, a 5.7 xFIP. Ground ball rate is horrible. Fly ball rate 50%, 37% hard contact. A 408 WOBA, 603 slugging, K percent at 19, so that's not horrible. Walk rate at 10%, so it's just not great here. And we're in a solid park. It's not the greatest hitters park, but it's not a pitcher's park by any means. So some short fences there, but solid distance. We'll take a look at the Giants, how they fit versus lefties. We'll just take a look at it as a team. Okay, Giants, they rank. Damn, this offense is just horrible, man. 84 WRC plus versus lefties. The good thing they got going for them, their strikeout rate is under 20%, so they're not missing too many bats. Maybe this is a part where they could go off, but we know Buster Posey, Hunter Pence, those guys hit lefties well. They'll probably put Kelby Tomlinson in the lineup. Yeah, he's right there. I just missed him. Nick Conley, you can't play him and Posey. I'm not sure if there's much power there, though, so I'll probably fade it for the most part. But let's just take a look at his splits versus righties now. Where is Daniel Norris? So 4.51 xFIP. Ground ball rates under 45. We like that. Hard contacts 41%. So, ooh, that's not great at all. Slugging 442. 347 Woba. So, 9.3% walk rate to righties. Maybe, man, because these Giants bats, they're pretty cheap. Gorky Hernandez, if that's how you say his name, Hunter Pence is pretty cheap, 3.3, and we do know the Tigers bullpen is trash. Austin Slater 2.6, Kelby. So a lot of these guys got some pretty decent prices, man. So if you want to take that chance, and then we can move on to the next game. We have Luis Perdomo and the San Diego Padres at the Cleveland Indians and Trevor Bauer. So Trevor Bauer, a 217 favorite. This might be a solid option here for now, I don't think people play Trevor Bauer in cash. I don't think people that crazy, but I like him for tournaments here. Has some strikeout upside, but let's take a look at the numbers. All right, so can't find him. Trevor Bauer's up here. 3.9 Sierra. He's actually been improving, man. I don't know what's happened this year, but he's not the gas can we're used to seeing. But what scares me, though, is that swing and strike rate is only 8.5. Outside swing, only 23.9. It's a little scary there, man. It's a little scary there, but he has shown the ability to have some great games. 25% K rate. So that's the weird thing, man. He's not generating a lot of swings and misses, but he has a 25.7% K rate. I'm not sure how sustainable that is, so I'll probably fade him. It might be interesting to play some Padres here. Let's take a look at pricing. Okay. These guys are incredibly cheap today. I just don't know if there's much upside to them, so I probably won't fade them. Probably won't play them. But maybe you can still even touch some Padres here if you're feeling a little contrarian. Okay, let's take a look at the splits, though. Versus lefties. Bauer, 4.46 xFIP, 43% ground ball rate, 37% hard contact, not good. K percent at 21, 463 slugging, 40% pull rate. All right. Well, 41. Excuse me. Pitcher versus righties. Bauer. Why can't I find them? Oh, I'm bugging. All right, so versus righties, 53% ground ball rate. That's great. Hard contacts at 38%, though, not good. And then the K rates it jumps to 29%. So, this could be an interesting spot, man, to really be contrarian and stack Padres. But the Indians bullpen is pretty solid. So if he lasts 6 innings, I don't know. If he doesn't give up more than 3 runs in 6 innings, it's a good chance that the rest of the Padres will be locked up for the rest of the game. So if you want to take that chance, maybe Cody Spangenberg for a fluky bomb or something like that. And that's about it for me. As far as the Indians go, let's look at Perdomo numbers. Starting pitching. Perdomo. All right, so clap it and click. All right, so a 9.6 swinging strike rate. Look at this numbers, all green around here, baby. It's all green. 29.7 outside swing K rate, just under 20%. Take a look at handiness. We all know he's had his struggles with lefties. Pretty good versus righties, though. Versus lefties, still has a great ground ball rate at 58.3, xFIP 5.24, hard contact 34%, giving up a 320 average, slugging under 500. but it's still not great. K percent 12. So Indians have a bunch of lefties here. Look at this: Kipnis, Lindor, Brantley, Jose Ramirez, Chisholm Hall, Carlos Santana, Bradley Zimmer. So if you want, man, you can. Trevor Bauer's looking like a great tournament option. 25% K rate with and he's a 217 favorite versus the Padres team. Let's take a look at their numbers versus righties. All right, Padres 84 WRC plus, well below average, and a 25% K rate. So that matches up even. So let's take a look at Bauer's price. 8.7. That's a solid price tag. So Bauer will probably be heavily on the tournament. So I can see him being like 25%, especially at home. All right, so next game we have Musgrove at Atlanta to face Jaime Garcia and Atlanta Braves. So this Houston Astros versus Atlanta Braves. Let's take a look at Musgrove real quick. 7.2. Starting pitching. Where's Musgrove at? Can't find you, buddy. All right, here you go. 4.59 Sierra, not great. 5.21 X. All fit. 4.62 X fit. Ground ball rate under 45. BABIP, he's getting BABIP a little bit. Swing and strike at 10.8, which is impressive. A 31.7 outside swing, that's pretty good as well. So he's generating some swings outside the strike zone. Whether there's contact or not, it's still out the strike zone. So that's definitely pretty good. Let's take a look at his splits now. Okay, versus lefties, he's pretty good, man. Only a 3.83 xFIP, 44% ground ball rate. Foul balls pretty low. Hard contact's not great. Kane lefties at a 23% clip. The slugging is at 500 though, but it's not great at all. He's not walking them at least. Let's see pull rate. 46.6% pull rate. So he's probably throwing a lot of pitches inside, and those are just being crushed when he misses them. We got Freddie Freeman coming back today, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, and he's third baseman eligible. They changed it because they said he'll be playing third because they picked up Matt Adams in his absence. So, a lot of people will be on Freddie Freeman today. First game back, he gets Musgrove, somebody who's been struggling with lefties a bit. So, look out. That's probably a great option right there for a hitter. Now let's take a look at his. Let's take a look at his splits versus righties. Where's this boy at? Okay, Musgrove, a 6.09 FIP, 5.31 xFIP. So this boy has a home run problem. Fly ball rate 40%, hard contact 32, giving up a 314 average. So he's a 394 WOPA. So this guy's seeming like a gas can. We might be able to stack against him here. The only thing that scares me a little bit, he has some solid swing and strike stuff. 15% K rate, so it's not great. So he's definitely worse. His advanced metrics say he's worse against righties than he is lefties. So Freddie Freeman, he's already in play. So you could probably throw in Matt Kemp, who's been slumping a little bit at 2.9. Brandon Phillips at 2.7. They're pretty cheap and they're at the top of the order. So Kemp in that cleanup spot, batting right behind Freeman. So Phillips should get some pitches to hit, especially with Freeman back. And then if Freeman just happens to work a few walks and get some hits, Kemp should be right there to follow up. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to throw out there, man. And then you got Markakis guys who don't strike out too much, and then you got Matt Adams with some power. So this Braves lineup looks pretty solid, actually. See if anybody here. Okay, we got 2 likes. That's dope. Clicked the wrong thing. So let's take a look at Jaime real quick. We know we're not going to pick on him with any lefties. Jaime Garcia. Where's he at? Oh, here you go. So he's pretty elite versus lefties, so we'll just throw that out. 23% K rate. Everything seems to be pretty much green. 299 WOPA, that's good. All right, versus righties. Where's he at? Let's find him. All right, we got him here. 4.56 xFIP. Ground ball rate still pretty good. Hard contacts below 30. So Not giving up a bunch of hard contact. 245 average, 321 WOBA, slugging. Okay. K rate's only 16% to righties though, and he has a 10% walk rate to righties. So let's take a look at who he's playing again. The Astros. Let's see how they rank versus lefties. They are third in baseball, so 114 WRC plus, 17. They don't strike out often, and they don't really walk as much as some of these other teams either. But let's look at the hard contact. I do know they have some pretty good lefty hitters. You got George Springer, Altuve. Correa has never been great against lefties, but he can hit them sometimes. He's a sometimer. Evan Gattis, career-wise, good against them. I think Marwin was better against them last year than he is this year, but these price tags are pretty solid, man. Altuve at 3.9 and 88-degree weather Atlanta versus a guy Yami who's only striking out lefties 16% of the time. So I like some of these prices, man. Probably won't play George Springer at 4.2, but this Astros team is scary, so you can probably play him any day. But I think we can move on from there. Doug Fister versus the Rangers. Now, I don't know if we got enough sample size for this year for Doug Fister. Let's see how many games he started. Only 2 games, but we know career-wise he sucks versus lefties, so we'll just take a look at his numbers versus lefties from this year. In his short span, he's faced 25 lefties only, so we're not going to really judge him off of that. So if you want, you in your spare time, I might update it for last year's stats. I'll just put last year's stats for him versus lefties in the spreadsheet. But we do have Andrew Kastner here. We know he struggles against lefties. But let's look at some of the starting pitcher stats. 5.72 Sierra. 6.0 swing and strike rate horrible. Outside swing 23%. K rate 11%. This guy has a 3.87 Sierra, but he has a 50% ground ball rate, so that's not bad. We'll take a look at his splits here. Versus lefties, that ground ball rate drops from 50% to 39.8. 6.1 xFIP to lefties, 30% hard contact, so definitely somebody you want to pick on here. 324 WOBA. Not bad. So he's not giving in. He's not really he is walking batters a bit. The average is only at 261, but he's walking lefties at 11%. So, 4 lefties are pulling 40.7% of the time. And he's going against the Red Sox team that has actually 2 good lefties, Benintendi and Mitch Moreland. JBJ is not bad, but not somebody you really trust too often. They're in the hitter's park, so you could definitely talk me into some of the lefties. As far as the righties go, let's take a look at his numbers. I know he's an extreme ground ball pitcher to those. Andrew Kastner against righties has a 60% ground ball rate, only a 28% hard contact, giving up a 281 average, 326 WOBA, walk rate only 9.2, K rate 12%. So he's not striking them out at all. So if you play any righties from the Red Sox, we're looking more at the guys that's gonna lift the ball in the air. So maybe Mookie. And that's about it for the righties good for me. We got next game we have on the slate. We have the Baltimore Orioles at the Milwaukee Brewers. We have Jason Aquino and Matt Garza on the slate. So Garza, we don't really like to pick on him with righties, but lefties, I have no problem doing so. I'm literally in the kitchen right now, turning off the little food for the oven. Yeah, so Aquino, we don't really have too much numbers on him. We'll have to take a look at his numbers from last year real quick. I'm not sure if he pitched enough last year either. Jason, let's see how often. Only 24 years old. Let's see what he did last year. Okay, yeah, so he didn't really pitch much often last year. Let's take a look at his minor numbers on the surface. We're not going to do it by handing this too often. So in AAA this year in 66 innings, okay, K rate's not great. A 320 BABIP. Home run to fly ball ratio was pretty darn good, only 6.2. 4.08 xFIP, 4.46 ERA. See what he did last year. Okay, so he played in both Double A and Triple A last year. In Double A, he had a 3.90 ERA, which is not great. He's not dominating them. But then when he went up to Triple A, he didn't. He came out the bullpen. So I guess this might be a bullpen start for the Orioles. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket trying to stack against the Orioles. But Orioles bullpen besides Darren O'Day, Zach Brand, who's injured, and I guess you could say Michael Givens is solid. They've been trash. So if this is a bullpen game, we got a lefty going up against some righty mashers. We got Ryan Braun, Domingo Santana, Keon Broxton's pretty good. VR was good against lefties, but this guy Aquino doesn't appear to be pretty good. So we like some of these prices here. Braun against any lefties in play. Domingo at 3.5 is not. That's solid. Keon Broxton at 2.5 is a steal. And he's been hitting pretty good lately, so that's how I feel about that. As far as Garza goes, let's take a look. Garza, 8.7 swing strike rate, 33% outside swing. That's good. 4.6 Sierra versus lefties. You guys can see he struggles a bit. 33% hard contact, 4.45 xFIP, ground ball rate under 45, K percent only 12. So then we go to righties, and he's up there versus right. He has pretty good numbers versus righties though. 3.37 xFIP, ground ball rate 48%. Sheesh. 34% hard contact, 303 WOBA, K percent 21, walk rate 4.2. So this guy's pretty good against righties, so probably won't have any righties here. But Seth Smith at 2.9 is interesting. And then also the Brewers don't really have too many lefties in their bullpen, so Seth Smith should face probably a righty at least 4 or 5 times, depending on how good the offense does against Garza. So next on the slate, we have Parker Burwell at Irvin Santana, the Angels versus the Twins. Irvin Santana 160 favorite. That's an interesting matchup here. We do know the Angels don't strike out too often, but let's just take a look at Santana. He's been pretty fake this year. Irvin Santana. Where's his name at? I can't find him. Did I leave this guy's name off the list? Oh no, I found him. Okay, so 4.75 Sierra. The number's not great for him here. So maybe he's been getting a little lucky. 3.07 ERA, 9.10 swing strike rate, 30.6 outside swing. So that's pretty solid. Let's take a look at the splits though. Versus lefties, Santana has been mediocre, I guess. 4.74 xFIP. That's not great. 27% hard contact, which is pretty good. 201 average. WOBA under 300, pretty good. 15% K rate to lefties. So, he's not really getting killed by lefties. The Angels don't really have too many lefties. They'll probably throw out Cole Calhoun, Luis Valbuena, Eric Young. Those are the 3. But this is a pitcher's park for the most part. But let's take a look at his numbers versus righties. I think this is where the drop-off comes. 4.98 xFIP, excuse me. Fly ball rate 45%. 26% hard contact, though. K rate 22%. 390. The slug is only 396. So none of these guys seem to be cash game play. If you're playing any of these guys from the Angels or the Twins, I think for the most part, it's all tournament options. Probably no safe guys here. We know Parker Burwell, I think he's a ground ball pitcher in the minors, and I think he's doing the same as well in the majors. Let's just make sure of that. See if that is actually true. Okay, so 5.31 Sierra so far in 4. He started 4 times, 3.95 ERA, 5.31 Sierra. The FIP is pretty high, so he's giving up some bombs here. Swing and strike 9.7, outside swing 29%. Ground ball rate only 38%. I feel like in the minors he. Let's see. Okay, versus lefties. Oh, this not really showing that. Let's just take a look at it from here, man. I don't feel like going navigating through that. Looking at the splits. Okay, so in this is it. So in AAA for the Orioles this year. Okay, so I guess he got traded for. So 2017 Angels in the Angels organization, 27 innings pitched. His ground ball rate was 52%, so that's actually pretty good. So I won't knock him there. But we have a Twins team that doesn't really strike out too often. It has some some lefties that do pretty good against righties, like I was about to call him Brian Mauer, Joe Mauer, Max Kepler, Robert Grossman, solid. Eduardo Escobar has been coming on a little bit. Even Eddie Rosario has been having solid games. So we'll see how that goes. Um, I probably just leave this game alone for the most part, but the Twins are projected to score 5.7 runs, so you have to heavily consider that, man. I like looking at Vegas, but I don't take it too serious all the time. Um, but 5.7, man. Vegas can be wrong, but we got some cheap enough bats to take chances. Grossman under 3K. Mauer's only 3.3. Kepler 2.6. Eduardo Escobar under 3K, so might be worth it. Next on the slate. Sorry, I'm eating food and everything. Next on the slate, we have Miami Marlins at the St. Louis Cardinals. Edison Volquez on the mound for the Marlins. And Mike Leake on the mound for the Cardinals. Mike Leake has been pretty solid this year. Not really a guy stack against. 2.97 ERA, but his Sierra is 4.5. xFIP is pretty good. All that's in the green. Ground ball rate 56%. Swing and strike rate only 8.4, but he has a high outside swing, so he might not miss the most bats in the world, but he's generating swings outside the strike zone at least. Let's go to the splits now for Mike Leake. So versus lefties, a 62% ground ball rate, only 26% hard contact. He's in the pitcher's park. He's at home today, 293 WOBA. He doesn't really have the upside of he's not going to get you 7-8 Ks against anybody, but he survives a lot, man. He might get you 4. But let's take a look at it versus righties. So all of this is pretty darn good, man. He has a 22% K rate to righties at least. So against lefties, those Ks are non-existent, and he might get some against righties. Let's take a look at the projected lineup. He'll be facing 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 righties, including the pitcher. So probably won't stack him here. Marlins only project 4.2 runs. Let's take a look at Volquez splits now. After we see him here on the starting pitcher list. Volquez. A 5.1 Sierra, not great at all. All right. Walk rate 13%, horrible. Swing and strike 9.4, below average. Outside swing 26.10. So let's go to the splits now. Versus lefties, I know he's had his struggles. A 5.67 xFIP, ground ball rate below 40, hard contact 42% to lefties, 347 WOBA, K percent 19.6, walk rate 16.3. So he's walking the world there. But fortunate for him, man, the Cardinals only have about 2 lefties that might play if Dexter Fowler's still injured. So if the Cardinals gonna throw a freaking 7 righties at him, it might be worth the play. But I just don't trust him, especially not on Fanduel, being that you kind of want to win and everything like that, especially from a guy like him who you can't really rely on. So I don't like that Mike Leake's on the mound, so I'll probably fade him. But let's take a look at the splits versus righties. Where we at? All right, so the numbers versus righty is pretty darn good, man. Even has a 23% K rate. Everything's in the green, pretty much across the board is green. So, except for his walk rate, he has a 10% walk rate to righties, but I think he'll challenge them here. Not too many righties here that he should be scared of. Jerko, and that's about it for me. Fam has those occasional fake games, but not really banking on that. All right, so next game on the slate, we have about 3 games left. I don't really need to explain cores to you guys. It's in cores, man. Both teams are projected for 1,000,000 runs. We got Zach Galli, 2 ground ball gods here, Zach Galli and Alex Wood. Uh, Dodgers 220 favorite. They seem to be on fire right now. They have the best record in June as a team. Now what scares me though, AJ Pollock back versus lefty. Alex Wood is my boy, but the D-backs are pretty good versus lefties. I know Kershaw just roasted them, but that's Kershaw. Alex Wood, I think his ERA is under 2 this year. Let's take a look. Starting pitcher. Alex Wood ERA is 1.83 in 12 starts this year. 2 games out the bullpen. And he's been pretty elite, man. The lowest ERA on the slate, so you might want to take a chance. But let's take a look at Arizona versus as a team versus lefties. Maybe I'm overrating them. The D-backs rank, and maybe yes I am. The D-backs. This is before today's game. The D-backs rank 29th versus lefties. So Alex Wood, man, he might be in play. Even though I'm a little scared with AJ Pollock back in the lineup. But just looking at this, man, Pollock, Owens, Goldie, it's a little scary. But they are on the road here. They're one of the worst road teams in baseball, so I guess we could roll out Wood there. 9.4 isn't a crazy price. But it just always scares me, man. This Goldie, Chris Owens, and Pollock. If those 3 go back to back to back, like that's a pretty nice lineup for them. But Alex Wood definitely in play for me. For tournaments for sure. I'm kind of iffy on cash games, but he'll probably be chalk, so I might end up doing it. Then the last game on the slate, we have Jason Vargas at Ariel Miranda. I think that's how you say his name. Let's just take a look at it. Let's see if any of these guys on top here. What else? Jason Vargas. Did I pass his name? Oh, here you go. So Jason Vargas in 16 starts this year has a 4.62 Sierra. Ground ball rate's not amazing. Swing and strike 10.4. Outside swing 29.7. That's pretty good. K rate is only 18% though. So let's go look at the splits. Of course, he should be good versus lefties, and surprisingly, he's not. He has a 5.43 xFIP to lefties. 41% fly ball rate, only 24% hard contact. So they're putting the ball in the air, but it's not a lot of hard contact. So maybe those numbers should come down a little bit. He's only allowing a 282 average, but he's not striking them out. Only 11%. That's weird to see a lefty struggle against lefties, but it's the same thing with Ty Blatch. Now against righties, let's find them. Jason Vargas, excuse me, though I clicked it. 4.54 xFIP, hard contacts under 30, so he's not giving up a world of hard contacts. So when we're picking on guys, we usually like to pick on guys that we know are susceptible to giving up the home run. And he has a 20.3% K rate, so that's pretty darn good. And I think I'll probably just fade him there for the most part. Now, as far as Miranda goes, let's see where he ranks. So a 5.02 Sierra, that's definitely somebody we want to pick on, man. Anybody with a Sierra above 5, somebody we want to pick on. Swing and strike rate 9.5, that's just below average. Outside swing 24.0. Fly ball pitcher as well. Let's take a look at the splits. Let's find them versus lefties. Miranda's pretty good. 4.08 xFIP. Ground ball rate's high. Hard contact low. K rate only 17. Not impressive for a lefty. But versus righties, he's been horrible, man. 5.57 xFIP. Ground ball rate low. Fly ball rate is up, but the hard contact's not there. So, he's going against a team in the Royals. They do have some hard hit. I don't know. I clicked that tab. They do have some guys that hit left-handed pitching, and let's see where they rank. The Royals are and they're struggling right now. So they're 23rd against lefties this year. Only 84 WRC plus, WOBA 303, hard contact only 30. So, but we do like guys like Merrifield, Bonifacio, Lorenzo Cain, Salvi. Those guys are pretty solid versus lefties. So we'll probably still have some ownership there, but it's not a great ballpark for hitting. So that scares me a bit. So let's look at the pull rating for him. See if what the pull rate is on Miranda. Only 38.9%, so nothing crazy. But with that being said, man, we're definitely gonna end the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely about to head up out of here. Hopefully we can cash. And Alex, what is the GOAT? Peace.